Hi, it's Donna Joy Asher from The Belief Builders, and today I want to talk to you about one of the number one things that I see people that are struggling to build a business online having resistance with, and that's about building their audience. So I want to talk to you about what it is that I see, why it is that it happens, and what you can do about it if you find yourself nodding your head when you are listening to this. Before I dive into the content of the video, I just want to say if you like this video, make sure you go ahead and click the little like button. It really does help with that YouTube algorithm, and it's going to tell me what you like so I know what to make more of. If you really like me, please make sure to subscribe and click the little bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video. Right, let's dive back in. Now, I remember when I first switched from a traditional bricks and mortar business with a shop front and rented employees to an online business model. So I had a couple of bricks and mortar businesses. I had my own dental practice, and then I had a bathroom renovation and retail business. Now, I thought it would be so much easier, so much less stress to be online, which technically it should, because I was no longer having to pay an enormous amount of rent each month, and I was no longer having to put up with employees, and I was no longer having to be there all the time and having to be present to make any money. But it turned out that there was a whole heap of new things to be stressed about, and even scared about. And initially it all came back to the fear of being judged and found not worthy. So my first online business that I started was as a fiction author, and I still do that. So I wrote my first book, I published it, and then I sat back and I waited for the millions to just start rolling in, which, looking back on it with what I know now, is just really, really funny. So of course, rather than the sound of ka-ching as the dollars rolled in, I heard only crickets. So I started to learn how to market my books and myself and how to build a list and engage an audience. And it worked, kind of. You see, while I was very good at the giving away free books thing, I wasn't so good at the engaging my audience part. And I treated my email list like Gollum with the one ring. It was all like my precious. And I treasured it and I guarded it, but I was too scared to email it in case someone unsubscribed. So I was too scared to actually send them something that would actually let them know about me and my books, because I didn't want them to unsubscribe. So here I was paying for this email list for these people that are on it that I wasn't even communicating with, because I was too scared that what it would mean if they unsubscribed, if they didn't like me. Now, it's a damn shame, because I kind of missed the chance to create a huge following before all the other self-published authors jumped on board. Now the competition on Amazon is huge, and it's favoring paid ads over organic show, meaning that even if your book has a ton of great reviews and people are buying it, it still doesn't really show it unless you're paying them to. So I missed the wave because I was too scared to share myself in case somebody hated on me. And you know, that happened anyway. I remember reading this horrific 1-star review, which was a personal attack on me. And even though there were heaps of other amazing 5-star reviews lavishing praise for my book and my writing, it was that stupid 1-star review that was all I could think about it. You know, I actually cried over it. And I cried because somebody I didn't even know and would probably never ever even meet put a Mean Girls review about me on Amazon. I mean, really, how old am I? And yet to me, at that moment, it was massively painful, because it was backing up something I secretly feared about myself, which is what stops most people from having the success that they want. The fear that other people will laugh at them or ridicule them or attack them verbally, right? They let that fear hold them down and stop them from ever even putting themselves out there. And the real reason is because deep down inside they have these limiting self-beliefs that they formed as a child that actually tells them that they are not good enough. They're too scared to put themselves out there, because if they fail, or if somebody tells them they are wrong, then that belief system will have been backed up. And that is far too painful to risk. So instead, they get caught up in learning or getting ready, but never ever in taking any real action that will see them start to build that life that they want. It's like they are on one side of a chasm and all of their dreams are on the other side. And even though all the materials they need to build the bridge to get to the other side are there with them, they never start building. And so they remain stuck where they are, desperately, deeply unhappy. But they smile and pretend that everything is okay. They keep putting energy in, even though it's not into doing what they need to do, right? they're doing this just so that they feel they are working towards their dreams. But the truth is that it doesn't have to be that hard. When you are able to shift those beliefs so that you are aligned with what you want, so that those beliefs are aligned with what you want, it's not even that you are now able to start building that bridge, right? It's that chasm is no longer there. There is no longer this vast, yawning gap between where you are now and what you want, and you were just able to start flowing freely towards it, taking the actions that you need. So what do I want you to get out of this? Well, if you're trying to build a life of freedom, you need to stop worrying about what others will think. I mean, seriously, people will either love you or hate you, and it actually has nothing to do with you. It has to do with what is going on inside them and whether they are on the same path that you are. It has to do with whether your message makes them feel good about themselves or bad. It has to do with whether or not they feel inspired or threatened by what you are doing. See the common denominator there? It has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Now, here's the kicker. If you actually try to make everybody like you, you're going to kind of end up all like, blah, boring and uninspiring, and no one is going to even take notice of you, let alone remember you. You need to be polarizing to be inspiring. To call out your peeps, those that love you, you also need to create the haters. And you need to be okay with that. There are those that go through the world with blinkers on, not open to anything new, because that would mean that they would need to change, and that is totally unacceptable. And there are those that like to be right all the time, and to do that, they need to be able to point out those that are wrong, because you can't be right unless there is wrong to contrast it. And there are those that are truly just not going to agree with you, even if they are open to new ideas, and that's totally cool. I mean, do you agree with everybody else about everything else? So make peace with all of the above, and then be open to the fact that not everybody is going to agree with you or even like you, and that it is okay. If you have a message, you need to get it out there. If there are people you can help, you need to let them know. You were born into this world with a purpose, and it's time to start living at it. Stop being worried about what other people think and start being true to yourself. Now, if you want to be able to live your life like this, but are unable to shift those beliefs about yourself that are keeping you stuck, jump on my calendar for a chat to see how I can help you get rid of that yawning chasm in your life for good, right? So that now no longer are you stuck on this side with your dreams on the other side, but you are able to just start flowing freely towards that life that you love. So jump on my calendar, donnajoyasha.com/success-session. I look forward to having a chat to you to see how I can help you start to create this amazing, amazing life where you get to live your purpose.